Now, for the show that brings combat sports stories to life from the great state of Ohio, this is Forged in Ohio.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 58 of Forged in Ohio. My name is Jake Murren, and I'm the host of the podcast. I hope you've been enjoying all the content lately with Cage Thunder 25 on the horizon, and we continue that here with episode 58. This fighter will be competing in the main event at the Canton Civic Center. He's also known for competing in bare-knuckle boxing and saying the most iconic words ever said on The Ultimate Fighter. This is the first episode to be released in the month of December, so let's kick off the month with a bang. I welcome in the legend himself, Julian Let Me Bang Lane. Thanks for coming on the show, Julian, and welcome to Forged in Ohio, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, man.
Of course, man. I really appreciate you coming here on the show. Let's get right into it, and let's start with the big announcement just days ago. You'll be competing in the main event of Cage Thunder 25 at the Canton Civic Center. Was this always in the works for you to main event this big and highly anticipated Cage Thunder card?
Absolutely, man. You know, we've been thinking about this since I think my last March was it October? Or I think it was September, actually. When I fought for Cage Thunder. So we had talks about it after that fight, and it was based off of my last fight, which was November 3rd at bare-knuckle for BKFC, and that's pretty much was the only thing we were waiting for, see how that turned out and see if I was able to fight in December. So I healed up fast from the fight, everything, got the W, and me and Randy had a talk, and we made this happen, man, in literally less than a week. So, I'm thankful to be a part of this big historical event, man. Especially it's in Ohio, you know what I mean? I get all the family out there, and all the fans, hometown fans. I'm glad that finished the year out strong, especially in my hometown.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because you fought all over the world, competed all over the world, but your last two MMA fights will have taken place in Ohio. Is it special for you to return to your home state and compete locally?
Absolutely, and it's like I didn't have to, but honestly, I made it a priority to, put more fights, like make more fights happen locally, man. Just so my fans can come in, because I like really having my kids. I got 4 daughters, and they all come to support, man. Their moms, hey, all my family, man, and I get to have just that hometown love support instead of just going out of town and flying all the way across country or overseas. It's nice to be fighting at home, man. Just have that support, and just show out in front of your true, your true real friends, man. And I love it. So I'm looking forward to it, man. And definitely thankful for the opponent, taking the fight. You know what I mean? Like, without him, we couldn't make this happen. So, thanks to my opponent. And I'm looking forward to, sharing the cage with him.
Yeah, so I was at your first Cage Thunder fight, and I could hear your kids screaming for you during your fight. They get really into the fight game, huh?
Hey, absolutely. They love it, man. They don't really watch much of it, but when I got to fight, they won't miss it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely good to have that energy out there, man. And big shout out to my boy David Yaney. He's my sponsor, my main sponsor for this event, and he's just been a big help in my life and in my journey, this fight journey, and just all around good friend. He's got the Tiger Life coming to Canton, man. So make sure you guys check out Tiger Life Energy, David Yaney, and give those guys a follow. Check them out, man.
You mentioned your opponent. Do you know much about him, Xavier Spartacus Nash, out of Ontario, Canada?
Actually, I never really heard about him. I mean, I feel like I've heard his name before, but I don't know much about him, man. A good friend of mine knows a lot about him, so he's told me some things. But I mean, other than that, I don't really know much. I can see footage on him and watch film on him, and as well as my coaches. But
Mm.
Other than that, I don't really know much about the guy, man. But hey, at the end of the day, we're here to give the fans what they want, give them a fight, and make some money. Right before Christmas. So it's definitely gonna be a good night.
With your reputation, record, and just overall experience in mixed martial arts, is it difficult to find these opponents to fight you nowadays?
It's actually been it's been pretty simple lately, It's been pretty simple, honestly. Andrew Lowe fight, that was simple. Like, he wanted that fight. They kind of reached out to me for that. And this one, I've just been. Scott Corbin's, man, shout out to Scott Corbin, man. He's a hell of a matchmaker. And hey, this is all his work, man. So I can't really speak on that. You know what I mean? That's the man you got to interview on that one. He's not only my fight, man, but he's put a hell of a card together. So I think there's like 5 title fights for the amateurs, and you got the pro fights.
Yeah, I believe it's 8 pro bouts, 4 amateur title fights, along with some other amateur fights on the card.
Hell yeah, man! It's exciting. So
Yeah,
make sure you guys tune in. Don't fucking miss it. Damn, all the way through fireworks stuff.
What can fans expect to see when you fight Nash in the main event of Cage Thunder 25?
Hey, I don't gotta speak for my fans, man. They know what to expect. I bring a fight every time, and I'm looking to go out there and finish the year with a bang. And always, it's always my goal to make sure I get the finish. So, and I don't know how that would play out. You know what I mean? And I believe he's going to try to get this fight to the ground. Where he doesn't realize like that's my game too. So if he stands up, hey, it's going to be a toe to toe brawl. So until it ain't going to be me quitting. I was just going to tell you that. So I work harder than this guy, man, and I'm going to set a pace in this fight he can't handle. And when it gets to the deep water, it's just down under for him, man.
Man, I can't wait for this main event. I was going to ask how you win on December 16th. It sounds like you're trying to get this done inside the rounds.
Yeah, man. I got a hell of a ground and pound, and especially in MMA. So like, I know I'm a bare knuckle fighter and things like that. I love to stand and bang, man. But actually, at the end of the day, man, it's about fighting smart and having a game plan. And I'm going to stick to my game plan, and whatever it may be, that's what we're going to execute. And we're definitely going to get the finish, And I wish, I wish my opponent well, during training and everything. So they bring that fight, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Talking it to Julian Let Me Bang Lane on Forged in Ohio. Aside from your upcoming MMA fight in December, you have fought in many different sports. You debuted in bare knuckle boxing in 2017. What first brought you to bare knuckle?
Honestly, man, that was just the opportunity to fight bare knuckle, and it was overseas. Like, I think it was in the UK when I first done it. My debut was over in the UK, and it just like the opportunity came up. I've had a long journey up to that point. Yeah, I think I've went on Ultimate Fighter twice up to that point, and I was just like a point in my career where I'm just like, what the hell, you know what I mean? Like, what else? What do I got to lose? So started bare knuckle boxing over in England, became the world champion on my debut, man, and that was a hell of a accomplishment in my career. I feel that's before I was even over here in the States. So, you know what I mean? That guy, and on top of that, he was like 17-0. You know what I mean? So, did that. Then after that, I went to Russia. And then, after that, BKFC, man. And that's, I'm still with them guys. And, I'll probably fight. I'm looking to fight in February for them. So,
Fight in February for bare knuckle. So when you first started in this sport, you've come back to it 11 more times since the debut. So I'm assuming you enjoyed that first win over Jimmy Sweeney and just enjoyed the sport itself of bare knuckle boxing.
absolutely, man. Like, I became the world champ on my debut. You know, I was like, okay, this is definitely for me. It's got to be. Like, there's no way that shit happens just for that. You know what I mean? Like, there's purpose behind it, man. So, and it's, you know, like, and now, you know, it's like the fastest growing sport. You know, it's a great sport, man. But you know, MMA is definitely the top dog right there. So there's no, you know, shortcuts in MMA. You know what I mean? It's even like the training, like, man, the training for MMA compared to a bare knuckle fight. Like, you gotta train boxing for bare knuckle. Like, with MMA, you gotta do jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, wrestling. You know what I mean? That's the main thing, man. Having, you know, good stand up and good ground game. So
Yeah, safe to say the training camp is easier in bare knuckle than compared to MMA.
I mean, yeah, but it depends. You know, yeah, because, dude, I'm telling you, like, being on the mat with doing jujitsu every day with killers, man, it's like you're always sore every day, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, dude. Like, I was spoiled there for a little bit, just fighting bare knuckle, man. And I get back into MMA, I'm like, God, I can't like let myself get out of it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally the ultimate fighter. That ultimate fighting, man, is, you know, MMA, dude. So, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting back at it in December, man. It's I know September was my first fight in a little over a year. It'd be nice, you know, just to stay busy and collect another win on the way out of this year, man, and start fresh next year and make a good run, man. Maybe to a big stage. So that's the goal, you know.
Yeah, it sounds like staying active and staying busy right now is important to you. You've already competed a couple times this year. Now, after this fight in December, you're talking about competing for bare knuckle in Q1 of 2024. Sounds like that's on the top of your mind, just staying busy.
Absolutely, staying busy. Um, you know, like that's what it's about, but mainly staying ready. You know what I mean? Staying ready for the opportunity, because like opportunities come like when you least expect it, man. Trust me, I fucking know. It's like, you know, I've had a hell of a journey. I've had so many opportunities, man, and it's about staying ready for them. So I just, you know, I've been just making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing every day, man. And yeah, being consistent in the gym and being consistent in the ring or in the cage, whatever it is, man. And fucking, what, 3 fights back to back, finishing the year, man. September, November, December. You know, that's what I like. You know, like, I did the same thing last year, except last year I lost my last 3 fights before the end of the year. This year I'm gonna win all 3 of my fights at the end of the year. And you know, it's crazy how, you know, like how life is. You know what I mean? It's like it just repeats itself over and over. You know, that's why we have so many chances to do it right. Like, fuck, we just got to do it one time. Like, you know what I mean? Get one time, man. That's it.
Yeah, is it hard to get or not is it hard to like not get stuck in those lows when you do lose 3 fights to end at 2022, knowing that you could very well finish 2023 on a high like you might, winning 3 fights in a row?
Absolutely, man. Like, I don't get stuck in the lows anymore, man. I used to, you know what I mean? I used to, but I've definitely come a long way. Uh, and I see things different now, man. You know, I've learned to just accept and embrace the lows, because like that's where we spend most of our time, and life's gonna be fucking short, and you're gonna overlook a lot of things if you don't know how to fucking enjoy them lows, man, and use it to make you stronger and to build from it. You know what I mean? Because if you don't learn and build from it, you're gonna keep repeating it over and over and over until you learn, man. Or you fucking spend your life just repeating bad habits, man. So that's all it is. You know, it's just about fixing your bad habits and making sure you stay on track. because it's so easy to get distracted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well said, man. So back to bare knuckle for just a little bit here. A lot of your bare knuckle fights are, of course, must see, but you were the fighter that welcomed Platinum Mike Perry into this world. What do you think of when you think back to that instant classic between you and Perry?
That was an opportunity, man, that I took, and I wasn't ready for it. You know what I mean? I had to get ready for it. You know what I'm saying? I had to get ready for it, and I didn't have enough time to. I didn't have enough time to get ready for it, man. But I had a hell of a showing. I had a hell of a showing, man. It was a great experience. You know what I mean? I've done things I didn't think I was capable of doing. Like, and going through that war. Like, proved it even more. You know what I mean? Especially first round, he knocked me down, and I hung in there for 5 rounds. So, and not only hung in there, man, but in that 5th round, I turned it on, and it's like, if there was 6 rounds, it could have went. It could have went any way, man. So.
Would you want to run it back with Mike Perry one day?
Oh, absolutely. You already know, man. Like, I gave him his best run so far. You know what I mean? And he's fighting for the King of Violence belt against Eddie Alvarez, man. And that's the belt I want. You know what I mean? That's the belt I want mainly.
So King of Violence belt, that sounds like it was almost made for Julian Lane, right?
Hey, right? That's what I'm saying. Or fucking Mike Perry, because I feel like he's gonna get it. You know what I mean? So, but after my last fight in November, he actually came up to me as I walked out of the ring, and he was like, "Hey, man, yeah, man." So when I walked out of the ring, man, he approached me. He was like, "Yo, good fight, and maybe we'll run it back in 2024." So that's definitely the goal. Fight Mike Perry again. I would love that fight. I definitely would love that fight. So.
Yeah, I think that's one that your fans will definitely be looking forward to if that goes down in 2024. So we covered MMA and bare knuckle, but you also main evented a slap fighting championship underground card. What interested you in slap fighting?
Man, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I don't recommend it for nobody, honestly, man. It's not all what it seems. It's more than you think, honestly, man. Literally just taking a free shot. You know what I mean? But it was fun experience, man, going over there, seeing different countries. Like I said, man, traveling is always fun, and you get to meet good people and meet different people. And doing the slap fight being something that I've never done before. And hey, it was a good experience, man. But I wouldn't do it again. Yeah, I mean, for a lot more money, I would maybe, but still, I don't know, man. It's not, screw that.
Safe to say we won't see you in Dana White's Power Slap League anytime soon, right?
Hell no, man. Not unless they give me $1 million, man.
Sounds good. Makes sense, man.
I'll let whoever slap me for $1 million, man. Just once, though.
Yeah, as would I. I know you have a well-rounded game. You've been competing for so long, but with your experience in slap fighting, bare knuckle, and all the experience you have in MMA, is it fair to say that your chin is one of your biggest strengths at this point in your career?
My chin is strong, actually. It's gotten, I feel like it's gotten much stronger over the years. But, now my heart and mindset, man, and pretty much like my mentality, man, is my strong point. I got all the physical abilities, but like, what are physical abilities without your mental abilities? You know what I mean? Because I've gone in so many fights and I haven't been myself, or I haven't used all of my physical ability. You know what I mean? Like, your mind can hold you back from things. So you gotta build your mind, make your mind strong, man. And that's what I've worked on most. And I just can't wait to see how all this unfolds, man, because I know it's my time. And it's just like, this video right here, like, you're going to have this video and you're going to watch me fucking do what I tell you I'm going to do, man. It's uphill from here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. A few more minutes with Julian. Let me bang Lane on Forged in Ohio. Your career has been molded by legendary moments. Is there a moment in your 13-year career, maybe a fight or a streak of fights, that is your favorite when it comes to mind, or where you were your happiest in your career?
Man, you know, a lot of my fights, man, they've just they've happened so quickly, man. And a lot of the fights that happened earlier on in my career, and when I say early, maybe like I wouldn't say like in the last 5 years, but like before that. You know what I mean? Like the last 5 years I've really stepped it up, man. But man, like I would say like my favorite fight, MMA fight, would be like, you know, I feel like that fight I just had with Austin Hubbard was a fun fight, man. But at the end of the day, there with a lot of issues like from the camp and stuff. But hey man, all my fights are fun. Honestly, like going to Russia, man, and fighting over in Russia last year, like that was fun. I'm literally I'm fighting in a little warehouse building, man. It's like just private party. You know what I mean? You got a few tables in there, a few people watching, and like I'm in another country, Russia. Fighting bare knuckle, like that. Honestly, I could say was probably my funnest fights, man.
Yeah, your fights are fun, but so are your face-offs because they're must-see before your fights. Why does it seem like something breaks down almost every time you have a face-off with one of your opponents?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. They don't like my face or something, man. But sometimes, man, it's like I'll be going through some things. You got them weight cuts. You're already kind of pissed off. You get in that fight mode leading up to that fight, man. And like sometimes it's like you let the energy, you know, control dictate how you react. Like, dude, how you act sometimes. Like, I don't know, man. That was always my character, and they gave me that let me bang from that. You know what I mean? Like, I would never take that from me. Like, that's who I am. But I can grow out of that. I've grown out of that, but I do let it. I do let him bang. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get to that fucking fight, we get to that weigh-in. I let him out. You know what I mean? I let that guy out, and I play, and I'm that kid, and I play the guy who I can only be for 10 or 15 minutes, and then you got to put him back away. You know what I mean? That's the guy that used to always get me into shit. You know what I mean? And now it's like I have the control to just let him out every now and then when I'm allowed to, when they're paying me to do it. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about it. It's like the best thing, man. Sometimes, and I feel like that's what I didn't understand the most in my career, man, because I was scared. You know what I mean? I was scared to let that guy out. But now I know how to do it and put it back away and keep going, man. And coming down after the fight, you really like go through a lot of mental problems, man, because you're like you feel bad about being who you were at that time, and it's like because you've gone so far and you've done so much to not be that person. You know what I mean? And then you have to be that person. It's weird, man. So like you got all the emotions that come with it, man. Like fighting isn't just going out there fighting, man. It's like it's an everyday life fight, man. Everyday life. It's a fight, and some of us just get it on the stage and do it, and we free ourselves from everything else. You know what I mean? And just be who we are, man.
Yeah,
Love.
it's great that you have that experience now that you know when to, control that let me bang personality. And I love that brand that you've developed this far along into your career. If you could show one fight to a new combat sports fan or someone who may not be aware of Julian Let Me Bang Lane, which fight would it be in your career?
Look up Julian Lane versus Jake Bostwick. I literally smoked this guy for 5 rounds, man. I wore all his blood out of the fight, man, and like literally didn't even have a scratch on me. Like that was one of my greatest fights, man. I feel like I was very sharp in that fight, and I was very well trained and consistent. I was in my good state of mind. That was a very good fight for me.
Earlier on, you mentioned reaching another big stage. What else are you trying to achieve at this point in your competing career?
Man, I feel like I just haven't been on the big stage for MMA. Like I've been on the Ultimate Fighter twice, and I just feel like I have some unfinished business left with MMA. So I'm just gonna, like I said, man, I'm just training. I'm training hard, man. I'm with the right people. I got a good team behind me, and I'm just looking, to just, like I said, stay busy and just keep collecting wins, man. And you never know, man. Something opens up. Never know. PFL, UFC, you never know, man. Of course, BKFC, man. It's just a good thing because they allow me to do MMA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. They don't have as like much restriction to their promotion as other ones do. Definitely. Last one for you though, man. Before we get you out of here, I consider you an Ohio combat sports legend. What do you think about that? Do you think you're a legend here in the state of Ohio?
Hell yeah, man. Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a legend, man. I'm building my legacy. You know, I I know, I know why I'm here. I know what I'm doing. Like I'm just I'm just trying to be a better person every day, man, and trying to, accomplish my goals and help other people, see other people succeed at their goals and just try to inspire as many people as I can, man. That's it. It's about being a good person and helping others get on that path. Show them the path, man. You know what I mean? I'm a very spiritual dude. So like I just believe like my destiny, man, is like this fighting destiny is, but it's taught me so much about myself, man. It's taught me so much about myself, other people, about just about having good friends and just being a good father to my kids and just being a good friend, things like that, man. And the fighting has taught me that. Like it's weird, man. Fighting is everything to me, man, and it's something that I'm gonna plan on opening my gym one day and just you know having my little spot and that's it, man. Like that's all really I want out of it, man. I want to buy a nice big house one day and have a solid gym, man, and I can train a bunch of champions.
Yeah, that's great, man. Before we wrap up, anything you want to shout out in terms of social media handles, sponsorships? The floor is yours here at the end, bro.
Hell yeah, man. If y'all want to follow me on Instagram or whatever, Instagram is Julian Lane MMA. And hey, shout out to Tiger Life Energy, David Yaney, Frankie LaPiccolo. Shout out to Commercial Cleaning, Right to Bear, HKA USA, man. I can't forget those guys because they're making my sick outfit for the fight. So when y'all see me in my sick threads, walking into that cage, that's HKA USA, man. Those are my sponsors. Shout out to Dante Rivera. You know, I'm I'm actually out here in New Jersey right now with a buddy of mine, Dante Rivera, man. Look him up. He's a good dude, man. He was on season 7 Ultimate Fighter. Solid killer at jiu-jitsu, man. Guy's a killer, man. So shout out to these guys, man. Um, you know, everybody back home, man. My kids, all my family. Shout out to you guys, man. Case Thunder, shout out to Randy, shout out to Scott. Without and Eric, without these guys, y'all wouldn't be getting this exciting ass fight card, man. So hopefully everybody shows up, man. It's gonna be a good night, man. I'm just looking forward to it.
All right, man. Well, thanks again for coming on the show, Julian. This was an incredible chat, and it wouldn't be Forged in Ohio without having a guy like you on the show. Before I let you go, I ask that you help me finish the show the way I always do with fighters. It's with the OHIO chant. So, OH.
IO.
Thanks, Julian. I appreciate you giving me the time. I can't wait to see you compete at Cage Thunder 25, and we'll talk again soon, man.
Hey, thank you.
That was Julian Let Me Bang Lane. It's fair to say that he's an Ohio combat sports legend, and what a conversation that was. He's easily the most ruthless and durable fighter I've ever had on the show. He has a dog in him, there's no doubt about that, and it's pretty insane to look back and see where he was on Tough Season 16 to where he is now, just causing carnage and chaos really every single time he competes. I hope you all enjoyed that episode and that conversation as much as I did, and let me know who you want to hear from next on Forged in Ohio. You can reach out on social media at Forged in Ohio on both Instagram and Facebook. I've got some pretty exciting things planned for the future, so you'll definitely want to be following the show on social media. Also, don't forget to support the show by downloading episodes, leaving the show a 5-star rating, and subscribing to the Forged in Ohio YouTube channel as well. As always, I've been your host, Jake Murren, and this was Forged in Ohio.